Me. Screen here. All right. Let's get the camera on. Good morning. Hey, Mia. Good morning to you, too. Good morning, everybody. Hope everybody had a nice weekend. Got some rest. It's raining cats and dogs here this morning. I hope you guys could hear me a lot. The theme today is highly volatile. Highly volatile. Let me say hello to everybody and we'll begin. We got Arnulfo, we got Glenn, we got Sassy Trainer. Brian, good morning. Did you get a chance to speak to Matt, or did you guys email back to each other? Let me know. Lydia, Dave, David, Stefan, Vertuvian, JB, Wayne, Pete, Dave, Cam. Good morning, Cam. Diana, Julian, Devin, Judy, Dr. Serena. Good morning. Tim, Ivano, James, Kevin, John, Walter, Delroy, David, Stephen, Mazen, Scampy, Eduardo, David, Chris, Art, Raj, Penny. Good morning, Penny. Ed, Wade. Let's see who we got here. Got a lot of people here. Stan, Keith, Terry, Stephen, Brian, John, Naples fan, Scotty, Henry, Duzzy, Ali, Peter, Illinois grain farmer, Lawrence. Good morning, Robert, Michael, Tom, Mark, Ray, Jeff, Tony, Don, Lewis, Frank, Sherman, Marlon. Good morning, Marlon. Randy, Keyhawk fan, Rosalind, Beam Clay. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. We'll be starting in just 1 minute. We got really heavy thunderstorms here. Real bad thunderstorms here. Good morning. Brian says still waiting for him to contact me. I did look at the code. I have a question for him. Okay. Let me let him know that. 1 second. One second. Let me copy that and paste that for him. 1 second, 1 second, 1 second. Bear with me. Bear with me. All right. There we go. Gustavo, Michael, Dr. Serena. Ooh, look at that. Brink, Brian, Scott, Heacock fan. I was a 21st thumbs up, but for there was that guy. Kian, good morning. All right, let's begin. Ooh, I don't know if you guys could hear how it's pouring outside. It's pouring cats and dogs. Mia, what are you doing over there? You should be protecting me from this rain. Good morning, Peggy. JB, Timothy, let me give you guys some links. I will be talking today at 1 o'clock. I'm going to be giving you my predictions. Yes, my predictions. It's an all new class. It's going to be a lot of fun. Here's the link for that. I will be in my VIP room today teaching you guys. I have a special education session planned today where I plan on teaching you. 1 second. I actually wrote an agenda out for myself. Yeah, I'm going to be talking about how to use the Pro Trader dashboard for swing trades. I did it about a week and a half ago, a couple of weeks ago. People loved it, so I'm going to do another session. They show you how to do. We're going to look at 20 major indices, the sectors. We're going to look at 20 major sectors. Technically, we're going to look at 7 FANG stocks, and I'm going to show you how to use the Pro Trader dashboard for swing trading. Okay. Penny says it was nice to meet you. Good. Yeah, we're still working on all of that, Penny. We still have to get everything going for Think or Swim, and then we can start with the other one. All right. Let's begin, shall we? Oh, let me give you a customer service live link. I don't want to be rude. Cam, what's on the agenda today? What is on the agenda today, Cam? Let us know. And Gustavo, let us know what's on the agenda today. There's the link to Customer Service Live, the best place to go. The sessions at 1 p.m. are always recorded and they're available on the live tab. All right, let's begin. So the Nasdaq's down 300 points. The Dow's down about 450 points. I hate to say I told you so, but I told you that most likely than not, we're going to chop around. And if we don't get any upside, we're going to break the 200-day moving average. We chopped around right here and we broke the 200-day moving average right there. Now, not all is lost just yet. We closed above the 200-day moving average on Friday. And remember, we're just opening up right now. And even if we were to close above the 200-day moving average, the fact that we opened down here is not such a big deal just yet. Did you see Kevin Besant was on this week? Yeah, I was actually listening to Maria Bartoloma, and I was reading Wall Street Journal this weekend. It's pretty interesting, actually. Everything that I've been telling you guys, tell me I'm crazy, but tell me that everything I've been telling you, all that stuff you don't want to hear about tariffs, all of that stuff, there was a huge article on Wall Street Journal this weekend, and it laid it out perfectly. It laid out every word I was saying perfectly, and so did Maria Bartoloma on Fox News when she was interviewing our president. There's really nothing I can say beyond that, okay? Because they laid it out exactly what I've been telling you for the last several weeks. Richard says, I have a complaint. What is the complaint, Richard? Tell me the complaint. Good morning to you, by the way. What is the complaint? Give me the complaint. Maria Bartoloma looks beduddled. Oh, God. All right, so let's begin. So we're not the war is not over just yet. I think you're right, but he was saying it was a drug war, not a trade war. I don't care what he was saying. The reason Trump is making it into a drug war is because that's the only way he can trigger the tariff law. He can trigger tariff regulations without imploring Congress. It's the Emergency Act. See, you got to ask Congress if you can move tariffs around. The only way you could do it is under the Emergency Act. Donald Trump is taking the drug war and using that as a means to putz around with the tariffs. So there's going to be a lawsuit about it, but that's what that's all about, just FYI. Okay. All right. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Yeah, he has to, Stacy. He has to turn it into a drug war because that's the only way he can get to do what he wants to do with tariffs without getting Congress to consent. Okay. And this is actually something I do know about because I actually have a law degree. All right. So let me give you the earnings sheet. Here you guys go. All right. There you guys go. There's your earnings sheet for the week. Nobody has it except you. You guys should be able to open it. You have Oracle right here today. That's a big, big, big technology, not chips, soft tech like networking stocks. Huge impact on the market. That's coming out today. Adobe, this is going to be the big report for the week. Another software company, not attached to chips. Neither of these companies have a major impact on technology. On chips, excuse me. They have a major impact on technology, not chips. Okay. Yes, Hassett is on CNBC almost every day nowadays. Oracle and Adobe, Lee and PBR. These are the big ones. After Thursday, earnings are pretty much done. So you got Oracle, Adobe, and you've got Dollar General. Dollar General on consumer staples, and this on networking stocks. Okay. Yeah, there are a lot more earnings. These are the big ones. These are the ones you want to focus on. And I'll talk about all the other ones as well. Okay. But yeah, in case you guys are curious why President Trump is using the whole angle of our president has limited power. He has executive, and I'm not talking about Donald Trump. I'm just talking about the Constitution. Our president has limited power. It's called executive power. It's very, very limited. There's very little things he can do. And again, I'm not talking about Donald Trump. I'm talking about our presidents. The president can trigger emergency power to extend his power. The president has used the whole border drug thing as a means to control tariffs unilaterally without impacting Congress. He can do that. The problem is he has to justify that there's a huge impact between the tariffs and the drugs, and he can't do that, which is why he is subject to several lawsuits right now saying you don't have the law to do that. Biden tried to do that too in a different means. I forgot how he tried to do it, and he got slapped by Congress as well. So it will be a little bit more time, but he will be slapped by Congress. He does not have the authority to do this. No president has the authority to do that unless an emergency order is at stake. Okay? All right, let's continue. We got a lot to talk about. Let's start with the fundamentals, and then we'll get into the technicals. Futures are down 0.90. S&P's NASDAQ is down 1%. Treasury yields are actually not falling. Treasury yields are doing okay. They're fairly stable right now. Treasury yield is actually going down. Bonds are going up, so that's not really bad. This is not really bad. The problem is if this starts getting parabolic, then it's bad. But right now, this is just money moving into the bond market at this area. I wouldn't say it's too much. Okay. Tariffs on key trading partners, rising unemployment, and job cuts on the federal workforce are heightened concerns about a potential slowdown in the world's economy. Investors are digesting U.S. President Trump's interview with Fox News. By the way, I wanted to show you something, and I wanted to tell you something interesting. The S&P is below the 200-day moving average. Remember what I told you. As soon as the stock market is below the 200-day moving average, our president's ways are going to start getting a lot of scrutiny because investors do not want the stock market to be below the 200-day moving average. That was demonstrated very clearly this weekend by the Wall Street Journal, which is owned by Fox, writing a very, very objective report, which completely agrees with my view of tariffs. So if you guys don't believe me, but you still like Fox, read the Wall Street Journal. It lays out exactly what I've been trying to tell you and get across with you guys for the last, since the election. So just read it. I'm going to stop talking about it because now the mainstream media is talking about it, and I don't talk about things that the mainstream media talks about. It took about 8 weeks for Wall Street Journal to publish it, but everything they're saying in this report is exactly what I've been trying to tell you for the last 8 weeks. And whether you believe me or not, I really don't care. Let's continue. And decline to rule out by the way, our period of transition. I don't remember him saying this when he was elected. And a decline and ruled out the possibility of a recession. Folks, we have right now 50% of stocks at the 50-day moving average. The Russell right now is telling us we are in a recession. Hey, Arnulfo. Hey, look at that. Nobody's arguing with me today. Hey, 8 weeks ago when I was using the word tariffs and nobody's arguing with me anymore. It's amazing how with time people argue with me a lot less. All right. Friday, AVGO climbed over 8%, was the top percentage gainer on the S&P 500. Actually, believe it or not, there's plenty of stocks to the upside. There weren't that many, and we have a lot of 90-10s. And I'll be talking about 90-10s today. Cam, I'll be talking about 90-10s today, and I'll let you know if today's a good time to start biting at 90-10s and what 90-10s are. Just give me a few minutes. I'll get there, okay? Gap soared over 18% after the retailer reported better than expected fourth results. No, Cyrus never argues, Murray, in the morning. Cyrus argues in the afternoon. Marge says tariffs may be lifted, but boycott of U.S. goods and service continues. It'll impact GDP. Whatever you say, Marge. Okay. I'm not going to argue. I'm done. If you guys want to read my perspective, just read the article in Wall Street Journal. It only took them 8 weeks to publish it. Hewlett-Packard down 11%. Hey, look at that, Dr. Serena. Perfect. U.S. labor market Friday showed there's nothing wrong with the jobs report. And I want to explain something to you guys. Maybe this will give you the aha moment. Hey, Bob, how are you? Do you guys know why the stock market rose to the highest level since World War II under the Biden administration? And do you know why job growth was was moving consecutively higher for 50 weeks during President Biden's administration? To say, can anybody answer that question for me? No, it's not because he was a good president. No, that's not the reason why. Can anybody answer that question? There's one word to answer the question. One word. I want to teach you guys something right now. Can anybody tell me why the stock? No, no, no. Trillions of debts on the road. It can be your more. No, folks, can anybody answer the question of why the stock market made the biggest jump since World War II and why the labor market gained every week for 50 weeks straight and made a record? No, no, no. Yes, Stacy, Stacy. Yes, 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 yes. Stacy got it right. No, no. Stacy got it right. Remember Sleepy Joe? Certainty. He wasn't doing anything. We had certainty. We didn't have any uncertainty. No, it's exactly what, guys, please stop this nonsense. Stability, stability, stability. No, no, because he was sleepy. He wasn't doing much. That we didn't have this roller coaster in the economy. Certainty. Thank you. Yes, certainty or stability, same thing. Now, look at the stock market. Do you see the stock market near the 200-day moving average? And by the way, this is the election right here, right here. Do you know why the market's going down right now? Because we don't have certainty. We don't have stability. Now let's move on. Oh, finally, I think I'm getting through to you guys. It took a while. It took a while, but I think I'm finally getting through to you guys. No, Peter, because we had certainty. We had stability. We had stability. We didn't have any back and forth things going every 5 minutes. The market needs uncertainty. Lack of stability and lack of certainty makes the market do this. Certainty and stability make the market do this. Okay? Certainty and stability in every aspect. All right, let's continue. I'm not going to argue with you guys. You can argue with yourselves. Federal Jerome Powell on Friday acknowledged growth uncertainty. What? Uncertainty? He acknowledged growing uncertainty? No. Weren't we just talking about uncertainty and stability? No, 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 no. It must be the deficit spending. It has nothing to do with stability. This, folks, acknowledged growing uncertainty in the U.S. economic outlook, but stated that policymakers do not need to hurry to adjust policy. Well, why were you in such a hurry to adjust policy a quarter ago, twice, if you're not in a hurry? Despite elevated levels of uncertainty. Elevated levels of uncertainty. Right? Uncertainty. I want you guys to remember something. Markets go down when there's periods of instability and uncertainty. Markets go up when there's periods of stability and certainty. Let me let Mia out. She wants to go out. Sorry about that. Hopefully you guys are yes, he's saying the exact same thing. Certainty, instability, despite also government. Kugler said, given the recent increase in inflation expectations and key inflation categories that have not shown progress towards our 2% target. Yes, it has not. It could be appropriate to continue holding policy rate. Yes, I think you're going to be holding the policy rate here for quite some times. Hey, Pierre DeBrock, how are you? U.S. consumer inflation report for February will be the main highlight this week. This is the main highlight. Let me show you what it will be. And hopefully it'll start increasing some of the certainty that we've been getting, that we have not been getting from the administration. This is going to be the big report of the week, followed by PPI. Good morning, Kirk. These are the two big reports. And I pray to God that the numbers are getting better. Also, we have consumer sentiment, but I doubt after CPI and PPI this will have much tailwind. I am writing letters every week and asking them to put this as the report up here, but they keep throwing my letters into the garbage can. Maybe if Mia writes some letters, things will get better. You're over 4 times better than me, and 100 thumbs up here. Only, folks, how about some thumbs up? How about some thumbs up? We have 450 people, 59 people here, and we have, let's see how many thumbs up we have. We have 122. We should have at least double that. Let's get the thumbs up going on, folks. All right, let's continue our thing here. We got Adobe, Oracle, Dick's Sporting Good, very important. Dollar General, very important. Ulta. Ulta's not that important, but it is because it's retail. And DocuSign. Are we getting tailwind from the market today? Europe is down 0.37 as investor sentiment was dampened by global growth worries. What? Global growth? Nah, we have certainty right now. Bank stocks led the decline on Monday, limiting losses. Defense and chemical stocks advanced. Europe is not helping us right now. Yes, tariffs are uncertainty. Yes, definitely tariffs are uncertainty, especially when we go back and forth every 5 minutes on whether we're going to have them and what they're going to be. And remember, our president is not ruling out a recession, according to his own words. China composite closed lower as persistent deflationary pressures fueled concerns about the nation's economic recovery. But I don't want you guys to worry. Don't worry. We're probably going to have a recession, but I don't want you guys to worry. The billionaires will be fine. Don't worry about. I don't want you guys to lose sleepless nights. Elon Musk, what's his name? The guy from Meta. They're going to be fine. They'll be fine. Don't worry. Don't lose your sleep. The billionaires will be fine if we go into a recession. I don't want you guys to worry for 1 minute about that. Okay. All right. All right. As persistent inflation fueled concerns about nation's economic recovery amid rising global trade tensions, which we need right now, like my cats need hemorrhoids. Telecom and software stocks led the decline on Monday. Nikkei ended higher today as investors scooped up battered stocks following last week's sharp losses. Gains in automobile and technology stocks helped offset losses in heavy industrial and pharmaceutical stocks. Thank you, Zuckerberg. They'll be fine. They're not going to. They'll be fine. Yeah, so we got a little bit of tailwind from Japan. What about China? Is China closed today? No, China is closing lower. Okay, so Japan is giving us a little tailwind, but Europe and China are not. Okay, we got to keep an eye on cryptos. They're down, which is not good for mega caps because we've all learned in the last couple of weeks the hard way here that they're very correlated to each other. Dexcom slid over 3%, receiving a warning letter from FDA. That's very, very bad. DoorDash is now part of the S&P 500. I have big plans for DoorDash now that a lot of institutions are going to start accumulating it. And CTSH rose over 3% in pre-market trading after Wall Street Journal reported the activist put money into this. We do watch the stock very carefully. Let's now switch to technicals. China is coming off. We are right at the 8-day EMA. The US dollar continues declining as a result of shitty financials and uncertainty on the US stock market. If the US dollar continues coming in here, we will be in a recession faster than you could say, who's your daddy? The bond market is pretty stable. We are seeing money come into the bond market today at the expense of the Dow that's already down 500 points pre-open today. So that is definitely a flight to quality. We're going to have to check on volatility in a few minutes, but we're not there yet. Crude oil is pretty much sitting in this area. I don't see us breaking this level. You saw when we came down to this level. Yep, exactly, Eagle Beagle. But they can keep doing that for the next 2 years, and we won't know any better. All right. And folks, I know that a lot of you don't want to hear what I have to say because you guys, it doesn't help your bank account, but I trust me, I have your best interest in mind. I have no political affiliation, and I'm telling you exactly what I'm seeing. And when I told you everything that was published in Wall Street Journal was told by you 8 weeks ago, and all I got was a bunch of wrong, you don't know any better, you're too political, blah 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 blah, and here we are at the 200-day moving average. Yes, spies. Yes, Stacy. Usually, when the Dow's down 400 points, the spies down 80, which is quite a bit. Okay, we'll get into all of that. We'll get into all of that. Folks. I'm not going to bullshit you. I have no vested interest in this. I trade to the short. Matter of fact, all of my trades last week was to the short side. I have no vested interest. My job is to tell you the truth. This is why I'm not affiliated with any brokerage. This is why I don't work for the government. I have the luxury to tell you the truth. And if you read that article that was in the Wall Street Journal this weekend, it told you everything that I've been trying to tell you for the last 8 weeks. Okay? What do you say? What you say helps my bank account more than what I do with it. Exactly. So please keep listening and stop trying to argue with me. Everybody tries to argue with me. And you know what always happens? The same thing. China is coming off. I don't really have any feel for China because I don't know how much of what they're telling us is true or not. But I do know that if the US dollar keeps going down, folks are going to be putting their money in other currencies. Money goes where it's best treated, and the US dollar is not treating it well. And this data we're getting from the US government right now is not really helping us at all. What we need to see is the US dollar come back to this level, and I don't know if we will. Yes, and I do tell the truth. Absolutely. I have no reason to lie. I have no affiliation to anything. I have no bias. I don't care who's the president. I just want you guys to make money. Even Hassett, what have I been telling you about Hassett? Hassett is a yes man. He's always been a yes man. I've known him for over 30 years. Hassett is going to tell you, Hassett got his job because he will agree with everything the president says. How do I know that? Because I've known him for over 30 years. I've worked with him. Jesus Christ. TLT, right here. Be careful. If we go above here, it may get better unless it's a high volume bar. If it's a high volume bar, it's flight to quality. Oh, I'll get to the office. I'll be okay at the office. It's only 8:30 right now. So bond market, we're going to watch very carefully. Crude oil, as I mentioned, not really doing anything. Gold, well, gold is right at the 8-day EMA, and this is the problem I have. In theory, if the U.S. stock market's down 500 points, we should see money coming into the gold market, and we're not. That makes me very, very, very nervous. Okay? That's making me very, very nervous. And is money coming into Bitcoin? No. Bitcoin's down 4%, which means money's coming out of the U.S. market. Yeah, of course I'm looking at big time. Thank you, Gary. Thank you. Thank you, guys. I appreciate the support. Very scary U.S. dollar drop is concerning, and average people do not get how serious it can be and have a weak. Yes, huge. Listen to what Eagle just said. Here, I'm going to repost this. Eagle Beagle, you're making too much sense. When people start making too much sense, I stop talking. Here. I don't like to talk when people make sense. Because that's what I'm curious. That's all I'm trying to do is make sense of things. Volatility. All right, folks, this is bad. You see how we took out the high on Friday right here, and now the big bar pre-open is here. That's not good. That's not good at all. Sure, you can, Gary, and you can also bet on foreign economies too. Yeah, I'll be talking about that today quite a bit. Sure, you can. You can also do, by the way, guys, there's an inverse US dollar. You guys know that, right? There's an inverse US dollar. And if you want to trade the US dollar, here, just want to show you guys this. This is the ticker symbol for US dollar right here. I should have given it to you a long time ago. This is DB, this is UUP. This tracks the US dollar, okay? All right. Yes, Kevin, money market, yes. Thank you, PI007. Folks, and again, I'm happy to hear I'm not getting anybody arguing with me today, finally, for the first time in 8 weeks. I've been telling you this every single day. Read the articles in the Wall Street Journal, who's owned by Rupert Murdoch, who is very Republican. Read the article this weekend. It's just everything I've been telling you for the last 8 weeks straight. Bitcoin not doing good. What about mega caps? Folks, the only thing I want for you is to make money. That's the only thing I have. My only agenda is for you to make money. Look at Magnificent Seven and look at and look at Bitcoin. Money is not going anywhere in the US. That's a big, big problem. People do not make the difference between feeling on a personal results of action from that person dangerous. Yeah. Richard, Bitcoin is up. Richard, look at Bitcoin. This is Bitcoin this morning. This is Bitcoin this morning, Richard. Did you read what I just said? I don't think you read the news that I gave you. Cryptocurrency exposed stocks slump pre-market trading after Bitcoin dropped 83,000 level. They're all down. Richard, take another look at Bitcoin. Take another look at Bitcoin. I think you're going to be disappointed this morning. All right. SPY. SPY is now clearly broken below the 200-day moving average. Do you guys remember? Hey, Martin, good morning to you. Do you guys remember what I told you? We're going to hit this area, we're going to bounce around, and then we're going to decide in a few days if we're going up or down. Now, of course, your foreign holdings have been doing really well because that's where money's been going. He must be looking at the other chart, not this one. Right. Okay, guys. So let's get to the charts. All right. All talk stops when we get to the charts. We are now below the 200-day moving average. Now, what's going to happen next? Well, a few things can happen. First of all, just because we're opening below the 200-day moving average doesn't mean we're going to close below the 200-day moving average. As a matter of fact, we haven't broken Friday's low. For me to really start feeling the pain, we have to break Friday's low and defend that level. That level is at 565.60. Okay? All right. So keep an eye on 565.50. On the upper side, you have the 577.38, and I'm not going to feel warm and fuzzy till I'm at least at the 8-day EMA, which is at the Thursday's level. So we have to reach Thursday's level. And again, we can open right here, and we can theoretically go straight up and close above the 200-day moving average. Also, I don't really trust the opening very much. Yeah. Bob, people don't like me today. What can I tell you? Folks, how about some thumbs up? So we're below the 200-day moving average. What about, and we're completely below our structure. We don't have a choppy structure. We are now in a trending structure. What about RSP? Well, RSP hasn't really broken the 200-day moving average yet. It's at the 200-day moving average, and it's still choppy, and it could stay choppy for quite some time. What does that mean, Roger? What that means is that the big downside is coming from the big downside. Richard, stop arguing with everybody here. The big downside is coming from the mega caps. The big downside is coming from the mega caps. All right. Right here. Right here. This is what we're going to be watching today. Well, why are we going to be watching this, Roger, instead of just the plain SPY? I'll explain to you why we're going to be watching that instead of the plain SPY. Because if you take RSP, which has everything except the mega caps, we're only down 1%. But if you look at mega caps are down 2%. So can you guys see where the weakness is today? Oh, let me give you some links. Folks, 1 o'clock, it'll be a very good class. I'll be talking about my afternoon predictions. Don't forget VIP room, where I'll be giving you lessons today, clean lessons today in trading. and Customer Service Live. Here's the link for that. Don't forget. All right. So, what are we going to be watching today? We're going to be watching the mega caps. All eyes are on mega caps. We have identified the dirty today. What's the dirty today? The dirty's who's doing us dirty today? The Magnificent Seven. What do I always tell you? Identify the troublemaker as early as you can. Who's the troublemaker today? It's Bitcoin and MAGs. Hey, I remember somebody telling you that the correlation between MAGs and Bitcoin is very, very high. I wonder who that could have been. Bitcoin and mega caps. Bitcoin is down 4%. Mega caps are down 2%. Who would have imagined that? We never saw that coming, right? Wink, wink. Remember I told you huge correlation between mega caps? Look when this broke through and look when this broke through. Same period of time. So the big vulnerability today is going to be mega caps and Bitcoin. All right. Scott says, thought you said that a while back that Hassett would talk Trump out of tariffs. No, I said, I hope he talks him out of tariffs. I didn't say he was going to talk him out of tariffs. I said, I'm hoping he's going to talk him out of tariffs. And I'm still hoping he's going to talk him out of tariffs. But I'm telling you that everything I know about Hassett, and I've only known him for 30 years. No, not 30 years, 27 or 28 years, something like that. Hassett is not an argumentative guy. He's not like Kalamiris is an argumentative guy. Hassett's he goes with the flow. He does. That's how he got to where he is. Folks, I say things the way they are. QQQ 1.58. 1.58. So you guys see where the problem is? It's not really in the RSP. It's not really in the broad market. Well, he only taught at Harvard, Yale, and Columbia. Yeah, very smart guy. Yes. And me, Kalamiris, and Hassett, we managed money together when they were about 40 and I was in my early 30s. I was about 32, 33, and they were in their early 40s. They're about 10 years older than me. Well, Hassett's like 7 years older than me. So Hassett's about 62 right now. And Kalamiris is probably about 66 right now, somewhere like that. Something like that. In fact, he said that he doubt he could talk Trump out of tariffs because he's not a confrontational. That's exactly what I said. Folks, you're not going to hear anything different from me. I'm like a movie. I continue going the same way. Hassett is not a confrontational guy. He's not. He's very soft-spoken. He's not going to confront. Trump and him are going to get along very well. Let's just say that. All right. Momentum levels. Let's talk momentum levels. How are momentum levels looking? Well, we have 189 stocks breaking down as of Friday. No, the word hopes does not belong to RJ. So hope spring eternal. Yes, he does. He does. So we have 189 stocks breaking down. It's not a lot. It's not huge. And remember what I told you on Friday that I'm hoping the number can get below 200? Look where we started Friday with 363. What about before that? 124. Before that, 446. So in theory, the market is going to gap down this morning, but the market can camp down and just go straight up, which is why I don't want you to make big deductions about the market at the open, because you see how we're still above the high on the mega caps from the low on above the low on from Friday on mega caps right here. We can turn around, come up, and if we break this high, this would be a pivot point. Okay. We haven't done that yet. I don't know if it's going to happen, but I'm telling you that momentum levels are not that bearish going into today. Now, if the market was open right now, this would probably be about 350, but it still hasn't happened yet, and this can go lower. So what I'm looking for in a couple of hours, I'm looking for this number. Naples fan, DoorDash got included in the S&P 500. I actually wrote it for you guys in the Telegram over the weekend, right here. right here. Stocks coming into S&P, stocks leaving S&P. Right here, 7:25 p.m. I sent. This is what I was doing on the weekend at 7:25 p.m. So we have 87 stocks coming up, not 40, 87. So there is some upside volatility, but we have a huge number of stocks breaking down. I want this number to be lower. I want this to be at 200 or lower coming into the end of today. And I will be updating you in real time. Ralph said maybe you can suggest a good hedge play this morning. I don't do hedges. The best hedge play is a stock with strong relative strength, Ralph. I don't like hedges. I've never liked hedges. If you need a hedge, that means you're picking the wrong asset. How do they get included or thrown out? Great question, Bob. Market capitalization. How much market capitalization they get with it. They need to get a certain amount of market capitalization within an X amount of time. Okay, good question. Good question. And if you want, I'll talk more about it in the VIP room. I just want to give you guys the full layout for today. So let's go here. Friday, momentum levels actually improved. We had 40% of stocks trading above the 200% on Thursday, but on Friday, we actually had 42. Told that he will not reduce tariffs after 4/2. That's great, Kirk. Good to know. Good to know. Good to know. You have 50% of stocks. You have 50% of stocks now trading at the 50-day moving average. You all know that if this number goes below 50, we are officially in a bear market. The Russell 1000, which is accumulation of Russell 2000 and 3000, only has 46 stocks trading a percent. So we are officially in a bear market, and with small caps, we've been in a bear market for quite some time. Okay? Just remind me, Bob, I'll gladly talk about it. NASDAQ 100 is actually not in a bear market just yet, but the NASDAQ composite is. Why do I keep saying bear market? But according to rules of Economics 101, when less than 50% of stocks are trading below the 200-day moving average, we are officially in a bear market. Will Trump have congressional approval? Folks, I can talk about all of that, but I don't think a lot of you want me to talk about all of that. Okay? No, I don't. I think he's going to lose. There's going to be a lawsuit. There is a lawsuit filed. He's going to lose. He's not going to be. Okay. I'm going to explain this to you. And again, this is not about whether it's right or wrong. It's about what is happening, okay? Donald Trump used the pretext of danger, border danger, to impose tariffs. He's using tariffs as a punishment for gangs and drugs being sold in America, right? Through Canada and through Mexico. Again, I'm not talking about the validity of this. I'm only talking about the argument. The reason he did this is because he cannot touch tariffs without the emergency order. Now the emergency order is going to court and it's going to be challenged. And the question is going to be, does the danger of the border give him authority, emergency authority to putz around with the tariffs? The legal answer to that is hell no. Not even close. Biden tried doing it. I read yesterday when Biden tried doing that too, and he lost. And Trump is going to lose too. I don't know when that hearing is going to happen, but when we do have that hearing, he is going to lose because he cannot use the extensiveness of negotiating with third parties tariffs, using tariffs as a means for border protection. And that's the legally me talking. Now, that's the argument. When it's going to get shaken out, how it's going to get shaken out, how long it's going to get shaken out, how many times Trump is going to appeal it. I have no idea about any of that. I'm just giving you the legal argument, okay? Kirk did not surprise after pivot targets and reason for why the change his stance. Yeah. John, you guys want hedging advice? I give you hedging advice every day. Pick the strongest and the weakest stocks. Don't use anything else as a hedge. Don't. Do not hedge yourself. Hedge yourself with the best stocks, okay? All right, let's look at sectors. What sectors are gaining strength? Okay, well, Bitcoin as of Friday was still the number one sector. Then we have all the consumer defensive stocks here, and then here we have all the technology stocks minus communication services. So we still have all the speculative stuff here. We have all the defensive stuff here except for Bitcoin. And as we see, Bitcoin is down 4.64% this morning, which is not great. All right. All right. All right. Let me now go through a few things with you. So there is a setup that I like to use, and that happens when the market has a big turnaround. On Friday, we had a big turnaround towards the upside, towards the end of the day, and we closed above the 200-day moving average. I have a formula that's called 90-10. And for the first time in a few weeks or a month, we had a bunch of longs triggered by the 90-10 setup. Now, the problem with it is that this morning, because the market opened so much lower, it negated a lot of these setups. But if we don't break the low today on MAGs and QQQ, if we don't break the lows, these setups are still valid. So let me explain to you what these setups. Let me explain to you what these setups do and the value and the importance of them. Okay, so it finds a stock that's making a 90-day low, and then turns around intraday and closes at the very, very top 75th percentile of the day. So the stock makes a 90-day high, right? It makes a 10-day low, and it turns around at the upper percent. So you're finding stocks that are going up, that are breaking lower, 90-day high, 10-day low, and a closing at the top of the range. And usually those patterns call reversals. Now, if we have more than 33 of these towards the end of the day, I will be a very happy man, because it's telling us the market doesn't want to make any lower lows. The market now wants to go higher. RJ says, I thought the hedge managers were called that because they hedge. No, they don't hedge. They just called that because they go long and short. That's RJ, that's like the biggest misnomer of the last 50 years. No. It's because they trade both long and short, and traditional hedge fund managers trade only long. 95% of hedge fund so if you have a mutual fund, you're not a hedge fund, you trade long only. Hedge fund means you're trading long and short. It has nothing to do. There is absolutely nothing to do with hedging in a hedge fund. Originally, when they started hedge funds, they were using the shorts to protect their longs, but now they trade short too. So there's absolutely nothing to do with hedging your positions. Yes, a good offense is the best defense, not a hedge. Hedge locks in your loss. Okay. So let me show you some of these stocks so you could see what I'm talking about. So look, XLF, it made a 90-day high, and then it made a 10-day low and closed near the upper end of the range. Look at Robinhood, made a 90-day high, met a 10-day, right here's the 90-day highs right here, met a 10-day low, and closed up. So you see how all these stocks, they make a high, and then they close down, and they reverse back up? See that? Near the base? Like GE, for example, 90-day high, 10-day low, reversed and closed at the upper end. So it gives you a hammer at the end of the day. Look at Sony, 90-day high, 10-day low, reversed up. What I like to see is, I like to see these setups when the SPY, let me take you to the SPY. When the SPY is trading above the 50-day moving average, or at least above the 200-day moving average. These setups are completely and utterly useless to me if the SPY is trading below the 200-day moving average. I will be looking at these setups today, intraday, to see if I could find anything good, but only if the breakdown to the downside is false today. Let's continue our analysis, and I'm going to give you some stocks, and I'm going to get out of here. I got to get to work. Look at semiconductors. 2.5% down. Let's look at NVIDIA. Aha! Aha! Now we see what the culprit is. Bubba Horowitz is big on hedging. You had me at the name Bubba. RJ. You had me at the name. Anybody with the name Bubba, I gets instant respect from me on the clock. All right. So we could see. So now let me give you the full story. So we know I'm going to give you guys the big picture right now. Then we'll get into the stocks. Okay. First, let me give you some links. 1 o'clock today. Don't miss out. And this will show you how I trade to the short side and long side. VIP room where I'll be giving you an educational session on 90/10s and a bunch of other goodies today. And customer service live. Here's customer service live. Don't miss out on any of those. So now let me give you the big picture, okay? The vulnerability today is coming from SMH, from semiconductors. Once again, they never leave us alone, right? That is spilling into major downside into the Magnificent Seven because MAGS and NVIDIA has a lot of Magnificent Seven. Let's look at soft tech. Let's see what soft tech is doing. Soft tech is down only about half. Let's see. See what Tesla's doing. Tesla, yeah, MAGS. Folks, the vulnerability today is right here, mega caps. You're going to be focused on mega caps and SMH and the mega cap stocks. Mega caps is driving the show right now. If you look at the Dow, which I'm suspecting is barely down, yeah, down only 1%. And you see how it's at the low right now? So there's some more potential upside here. Yeah, email me about them, of course. So again, what I'm hoping for, folks, what I'm hoping for after my deep analysis of the market is that we're going to open near the low. I want to see us open near the low and turn around. I'm looking for a turnaround today where we don't take out this low. If we take out this low or sit near the low, it's not going to be pretty. What I want to see is a market opening down really sharp at the open, and then I want to see a straight up filling the gap, moving up the remainder of the day. If we don't see that, he's quite the options expert, been on the floor. Can't believe you haven't heard. Nope, haven't heard from him. Nope. Maybe I know his full name, but not Bubba. I don't know anybody named Bubba. Bubba, but I don't forget names like Bubba. I take names like Bubba very seriously. Nice. Good, Cam. Good. Because if the market goes up, that 90/10 is going to be a very good signal. Eagle Beagle says we're at 600 on watchers. What about thumbs up? Let's give us some thumbs up. So, guys, vulnerability, I'll be updating you every day. The resistance today is the 200-day moving average on the QQQ, which is 493. On the SPY, the resistance is 572.50. Todd Horowitz, yeah, I think I know who he is. I think I know that, but when you said Bubba, it kind of threw me for the loop. They don't like me today, Bob. I'm too political. I argue too much. I stand for the truth. All right. So we're going to keep an eye on the low of Friday. That's going to be the major support today. Friday's low. Resistance is 200-day moving average. I will be updating you today every 15 to 30 minutes max. And I've been updating you. And by the way, I just wanted you to know something. By the way, I just want you guys to know something. Every trade last week in the pit, look. No, except for Monday. Here, Starbucks short on Thursday, CMG short on Thursday, Dell short on Friday. Which direction are we been trading? Second half of the week to the short side. Don't go against the grain. And remember, Monday's a rotational day, which is why I'm hoping. It's not a good hold, but I'm hoping that Friday's low will hold. If Friday's low or that area doesn't hold, near that level hold, or if we start breaking down from Friday's low, all bets are off. All right, let me give you stocks that I like. To the short side, IoT, the best hedge is picking the best stocks. TTD, shorts all week. That's right. Harry was the man. Trade Desk, IoT, Victoria Secrets. I don't think she has any secrets left, but Victoria's Secrets. Kim, D-Dog. Yay, Dr. Serena. We broke our record. D-Dog, I'm very bearish on this stock. If I can get it around the 8-day, I'll probably sell it. Here, let me circle it here. By the way, nobody in my VIP room, nobody in my trading pit program is asking me anything about a hedge. Okay? Just wanted to tell you that. Nobody's asking me about a hedge in my trading pit. Deck outdoor. You only need a hedge when your trades don't work out well. MDB. I haven't had a hedge one time in the pit since we started. Over 320 trades. WSC short. BAM for a short. Below the 200-day moving average on BAM. Ba-bam! And Bill. I'm going to give you some long ones. Please be careful with these, okay? Please be careful with these. Please wait for the market to stabilize. These are your best hedges, okay? These are your best hedges right here. Verizon. These are stocks that are 100% being bought by institutions because they're the only stocks that are going up as the market's going straight down. MO, Guild, MDT. I got to get to work. I'm going to be late. You guys have been great today. No nasty political comments, which I really appreciate you guys not engaging in. AbbVie, near the 8-day EMA. Hello, hello, near the 8-day EMA. And healthcare stocks aren't really, tariffs are not going to mess with them that much. McDonald's. McDonald's made an all-time high on Friday, I believe. I think I gave it to you as a bonus. Yep, shorts last week. Yum Brands. I talked about this stock for weeks now. Checkpoint Software and STE. That's what you hedge yourself with. Stocks that are going straight up. All right, guys. I want to thank each and every one of you for being here. You guys have been great today. Let me post this for you. Let me give you a link to my VIP room today. And let me tell you the agenda in the VIP room today. I have a very cool agenda today. I'm going to be talking about the top 20 sectors. I'm going to analyze all the mega cap stocks. I'm going to talk about how to use the Pro Trader dashboard to generate swing trades for the PIT program, how I do it. I'm going to show it to you again, okay? So 20 of the major ETFs, mega cap stocks, and how to use the Pro Trader dashboard, okay? For swing trades. And we'll record it. I'll see you guys later. Have a fantastic day. I will be updating you. Thank you, RJ. I will be updating you every step of the way as the day goes on. I will not leave you guys to your own devices, I promise. Even if I have to give you premium material, I'm not going to leave you high and dry during this time. I'm going to be updating you on the free Telegram channel and on the premium Telegram channel because I care about you and I want you guys to make a lot of money. Bye, everybody. Have a great day. I got to get to work. Bye, guys. Have a great day. Keep your eye on the low, guys. Keep your eye on the lows. If we break the low and continue going down, it's going to be bad. But if we break the low and start coming up fast, and resistance is going to be the 200-day moving average on the major indices today.